using every bit of his brainpower, puts the pieces together, and guesses that she must be trying to sell the weapons to the kingdom. When Milena curiously asks how he figured that out, Catal explains that if the Empire is really pushing forward, like she told him earlier, then the kingdom must be the one in need of weapons. That would mean they're willing to pay any price to build up their supply, which makes this dangerous route worth the risk. He even points out that since she didn't bother taking a safer route, it clearly means the two nations must be sharing a border. Milena looks at him in disbelief. Everything she had heard about barbarians painted them as ignorant and wild with no sense of logic. But now, seeing one of them lay out everything so clearly makes her start to wonder if he's even a real barbarian. Just then, the carriage jerks to a sudden stop and a loud crashing noise comes from outside, letting them know they've got company. As they quickly hop out of the carriage with weapons in their hands, they find themselves up against a huge sewer monster with red, bloody eyes. The sight of the monster leaves everyone frozen with fear, and the blonde guy just barely manages to mumble that it's a black slime. Catal inquires if it's really a black slime, and the lady confirms that this is what she has read in the records. When Catal asks about these records, she explains that in the past, many people tried to conquer this monstrous white snowland, but only a few survived to tell the tale. They mentioned the names of these beasts in their books, and the black slime is definitely one of them. Then, our blue-haired lady asks Catal if he knows about the monster. He replies with a delightful smile that they are quite chewy and delicious enough to be used as a bite of joy. With a disgusted face, she asks him if he really treats it as a meal. To this, he interrogates if she wants to eat it and tells her to go catch it herself, to which she hesitantly denies the offer. The next instant, the monster approaches them, as if it were waiting for their conversation to end. This creates panic, and the already terrified lady calls out Catal's name, but he shows no sign of concern. With an expressionless face, he states that they made a deal that he would protect their lives, and he won't do anything unless they are truly in danger. The lady, already terrified, asks what he means by that. Catal replies with a smirk that these guys can easily handle a beast of this level. Moreover, he wants to assess what outsiders like them can do. The slimy monster appears in front of the guards. The blonde captain orders his men to deploy their shields to defend themselves. A mercenary quickly follows the order, and the shield doesn't seem to work for a second before the poor guy gets pushed back. The guy with the ponytail jumps at the monster, but he gets thrown back badly as well. His weapon slips from his hand and falls to the ground, and he even spills some blood from his mouth. The captain shouts to his subordinates that the slime can only move in one direction, so they should scatter and work in sync with one another. Upon hearing that, the man in the green cloak charges midair and makes a successful hit on the monster, followed by a second swing that actually deals some serious damage. Seeing the monster weakening, the captain strikes it again with his sword, and commands them to look for its core, as these minor attacks do nothing to it. With successive multiple attacks, they finally manage to find its core, and a fatal blow shatters it, causing it to flow away like mud. Initially surprised, the guards then realize they have won and celebrate their first victory in this frozen wasteland. The victory makes Milena